What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the garage. As always, we are out here doing another project on the accent that you saw in the last video. My new accent, my new commuter, because the Fusion is gone. It's not as beautiful as the Fusion, you have to be honest. But it's okay with that because I will try my best to make it as beautiful or as cool as I possibly can, because of course, you know, I can't keep any vehicle stock, especially one that's the identical one as my wife's. Coming over here in the garage, we have our first mod. Set up tail lights here. As you can see, I already took them out the box. Yep, this is going to be the first thing here. We have some other lights here that we'll get to in another video, but like I said, new tail lights. So taking a look at what the differences are here, as you can see on the stock lights, pretty much they're just wide open, one bulb, brake, everything, parking light. Well, we got these new ones here which mimic that same design. As you can see, kind of like right here on the outside, kind of mimics that as well. It's got a smoked out reverse and blinker. I have a super bright bulbs, so I don't think this is going to cause any issues with the reverse lights or the blinker. But the main part here is this little accent right here. Get it? Accent. This little outer edge is going to be a kind of like a DRL. You'll see what it's going to look like. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this install, and let's get going. So to start off this tail light install, we have to open the trunk, which I did now, and hopefully you guys can see. I'll actually get a light so you can see hopefully better. We're going to be making our way inside here, and on the back side there should be a total of 3 screws, which should allow this entire tail light assembly to pop out, and we should simply be able to just pop that one back in. Of course, disconnect and reconnect the connectors, but it literally just to be that simple. So behind this flap here, guys, is where you'll get access to the screws. Here's one right here. They're actually 10mm screws or 10mm nuts. Just take, obviously, 10mm, loosen them up, and taking them off. Here's the first one, and the other two are one back here and one right here. Alright, there we go. 3 screws are off. And now next up is simply just disconnecting the harness that comes from the vehicle, which is this black one wrapped in electric tape. Connect it to the white connector, unplug it, and it's literally as simple as that, guys. Then once you have those disconnected, you're simply going to kind of push in, or push out rather, from the inside, and boom, just like that, there's your tail light. Pretty much based on what I'm seeing, the new tail light actually already has the stock existing bulbs where they need to be, the blinker, the reverse light, the brake light. But I need to swap out my reverse light. Like I said earlier, I have a special LED which is extremely bright, so I definitely want to keep those. Alright, now that I got my reverse light switched out, it should be just as simple as lining this up to the 3 holes and pushing it back in. No, it's right there. Going back. There we go. That fit tighter than I expected, but it's in. Now back on the inside, before I screw it in, I'm gonna plug it in, and that is literally it. So I'm gonna grab you guys, have my wife press the brake, blinkers, reverse light, you name it, and test it out. I'm gonna have her go ahead and turn on the tail lights, or turn on the headlights, and boom, simple as that, guys. Now that you can see, it's got that accent, no pun intended, on the outer edge. You got your little side marker light. In comparison to the old ones, which as you can see on this side is just one big old open area, one light, nothing fancy, nothing cool about it. But this one's freaking awesome. Actually, go ahead and hit the brakes. Oh yeah, look at that. They get extremely bright. You can't tell on the camera, but they get extremely bright when you press the brakes. The entire accent and the inner lights. Release the brake. Alright, go ahead and turn the left blinker on, or matter of fact, press the hazards. So that's the blinker. In comparison to the right blinker, which is like that. It's a little brighter because it's not smoked, but it's okay. I'll probably switch the bulbs, hopefully to make this a little brighter. Go ahead and just press the clutch in, and then shift into reverse. There you go. And there you go. With the reverse lights and with my LED bulb, it's still extremely bright. Yes, of course, it's not as bright as the clear lens, but this is definitely brighter than the stock bulb without the LEDs. So now, last but not least, guys, we're going to go ahead and screw back in those 3 10mm screws in the same spots. So I changed my mind. I actually am going to install these little lower lights, which go down here at the bottom, but it's extremely simple. There's just pretty much clips and a couple of screws to kind of show you exactly what you need to do to remove the rear bumper. There's going to be 3 little screws here on the splash guard. They look exactly like this. You remove those 3, and then at the bottom, as you can see here, here's a little hole. It's those normal clips, just like the front bumper on my wife's car. There's a total of 4 of them. One here, one right there, one right there. The last one, that 4th one, right here on the other side, which is on the bottom of this splash guard. So of course it's mirrored, so just like on that other side, there's these 3 clips here, or these 3 screws rather. Those come right out. The bumper itself is mainly held in by the clips that are on the bumper itself. So you got to kind of get your hand behind it and give it a good tug. Don't be scared, you won't break it. That'll pop off and release from there. Then you have to have the tail lights actually off in order to get the last 2 screws in a clip, which there's a little screw here. Then there's the same little push clips here. And on the inside, which you'll literally just pull them out because you can't really access them, there's 2 more little push clips just like this. One here, one here. And that's literally all that's holding this entire bumper on. So once you pull that off, bumper comes right off. Now you have access to the reflectors, which will now be some lights. So I went ahead and installed those lower lights, as you can see there. Bumper is back on and it's good to go. And you will need to splice them in to your existing cabling for your lights. Those little guys come with 3 wired lights. Pretty much there's a black, white, and red. Black's obviously ground, and the white and red are for if you want to like wire one to parking lights and the other one to brake lights. It could operate that way, but I didn't want them to turn on as parking lights or normal driving lights. I just wanted them as brake lights. So I spliced both the white and red into the existing brake line there. The bottom ones are going to turn on only when I press the brakes, and they should be good to go. Now, moment of truth, we'll see if these bottom ones work. So babe, go ahead and just turn on the normal parking lights or the driving lights. Alright, perfect. So just as I wanted them, they don't turn on with the normal driving lights. Alright, go ahead and press the brake. And boom. There you go. Now you see what it looks like. So when she presses the brake, they will turn on. They're actually very bright. And of course the top one, brake turns on. Could you go ahead and like release and press the brake a couple times? So yeah, as you can see, they work with the brakes just like I wanted them to. The one over here, one up top in the middle, and it's hard to see, but there's one back over here on that left hand side. And it is as simple as that. These tail lights are literally just plug and play. With that, I think we're pretty much just going to call it for today's video. But other than that, guys, quick install. Thank you for watching Everything Avron. We have plenty more to come for this vehicle because, like I said, I can't keep it stock. I just can't. So make sure you stay tuned. Subscribe if this is your first time at the channel. Otherwise, like, comment, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Check y'all out later.